Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you another DPP Revival Invitational set. This is a round 2 winners bracket main event showdown between Pkel SweeTforU, also known as John, and Void. Both these players actually matched up in SPL earlier this year, with Void being able to come away with a victory pretty handily against John. So for John, this is a great opportunity for him to maybe get some payback against Void in this invitational. However, that said though, whoever wins here is going to be able to skip to round 4, and whoever loses is going to have to fight for their lives in losers bracket. So there's a bit at stake here for both players, and whoever wins here, it'd be ideal. Let's just say that. So let's jump right into this. Jirachee lead, Azelf lead. An interesting lead matchup here. Jirachee, this potentially being Scarf, and Azelf is probably a little more cut and dry. Could change how this matchup plays out. Normally, if you're the Azelf player, if you have a little bit of bulk investment and say the Jirachee tries to Iron Head you, you might try to still go for the Stealth Rocks early on, but Azelf can also opt the T-Wave if it's like Explosion as the only attacking move, but it's a bit of an interesting dynamic. But let's just see what both these sets are. T-Waves here, so Azelf confirmed to be faster than the Jirachee. Jirachee lands a Thunder there, does not get it. Denies Stealth Rocks there, so Void off to a nice start. Thunders again. Azelf probably going to explode here, does just that. Jirachee takes 68%. So that's a mixed Jirachee, and that Tyranitar will be faster. So Void bringing probably a hyper offense of some kind. For John, Kingdra revealed, and yeah, so he's bringing an offense. Maybe there's a Mag in the back. DD Kingdra wants that, but eats a crunch there. Suicune's going to be the Kingdra switch, but has to be careful of Outrage, or Void might be okay sacrificing the Suicune to trade down with this Kingdra. Outrage KOs there. And Rotom's going to be the Revenge Killer. However, this invites in Scizor or Tyranitar. John brings out Tyranitar here. Metagross is shown. DD's up here. And 10 turns in, Void's revealed almost his entire team. Whereas for John, he's only revealed 3 pokes. For John, I think you need to have a second steal of some kind. So either a Bronzong or something like a Metagross could make sense here. Heatran is also pretty reasonable, actually, for John's team. Whereas for Void, Void's bringing in a little more cut and dry Azelf offense. But this is not a very prototypical look on Azelf offense. Like, you have some Azelf HO staples like Metagross, Tyranitar. Suicune and Rotom are not always common picks on these, but they they make a lot of sense here. And for Void, I think there's probably a Jirachee in the back. I think that's a plausible last, like maybe some kind of steal. Heatran not as likely, but it wouldn't surprise me. But it would probably have to be Shuka or something. Anyways, let's keep going. Tyranitar DD's up here, doesn't want to stay in because probably won't kill the meta. Void tries to EQ there, doesn't want to risk a Mash Miss. But Tyranitar's going to be sent in here on this Rotom. John might probably just stay in here. What do you know? He does, just to trade down with the T-Tar. T-Tar's going to crunch. So Void slightly ahead right now. Tentacruel is shown here. And that's an offensive Tentacruel. So with Life Orb, no less. So talk about hard hitting, and gets the Rapid Spin off. So John bringing a very unique team here, but the Calm Mind Jirachee is going to be a problem. This might be like CM Draco-Rachi to get around, Lottie. Or the Tyranitar had Pursuit. We don't know for sure. Tyranitar is going to eat this Grass Knot, and DD's up here. However, Rotom should be able to revenge it from this range. Jirachee's going to go down, so we got a bit of a trading game here. Or not. Oh, it's Shuka Berry, so Shuka. And Void's going to get the agility off, and Metagross looks immensely threatening. Whatever the last here is, Meta can just explode. Or Ice Punch too. Yeah, Ice Punch works too. So Void's got to take the series 1-0 against John. John's team a little bit unconventional even by DPP standards. This is a pretty creative offense, like, you know, like the Tentacruel and the Kingdra, like there's some nice synergies there between the waters. Rotom's like okay, and then Tyranitar being DD, so like John brings some kind of setup spam. There are like some, although the only thing I'm a little bit concerned if I'm John is the offensive Zapdos matchup. Looks pretty tough for this team to handle outside of like the Tyranitar and to a degree your own Rotom, but even Rotom doesn't love taking neutral hits from Zapdos long term, so like that's just something to keep in mind. But that said though, let's keep going. Here we have game 2. D-Knight lead, Starmie lead. John absolutely does not want to stay in on this Starmie, especially because Starmie on lead is usually specs. This could be Hydro Psychic, or this could be like Hydro Bolt Beam with Trick. Like there's a lot of variations to specs you can do. Sometimes Starmie will run Modest on lead because this ensures you can get a 2-hit KO on Clefable with specs boosted Hydro. But yeah, both players probably bring some kind of offense. And regardless, yeah, John does not want to stick around, goes go into his own Starmie. Instead got eat a T-Wave, so a nice play by Void there to actually bluff the lead. And Pashotar is shown into the Life Orb Starmie from John. And the Starmie's gonna instantly get Pursuit trapped. And Breloom's gonna be sent out here as the Tyranitar follow-up here. Gotta just Seed Bomb. Does not quite kill though, but has to be careful of a potential Custat Berry from Tyranitar, so probably just got a Mach Punch here to cover that play. Or Seed Bombs here, okay. Yeah, but the Zapdos now is going to threaten this Breloom, especially because it's shown to be faster. So Void bringing a Zap Me team, so this is a really nice disguise from Void in terms of team structure. Whereas John bringing a prototypical offense, D-Knight, Breloom, Heatran, all staples, Lava Plume there, okay. Lucario is going to be sent out here and... Wait, that didn't kill. Hold on. Okay, that's a bit of a surprise, but regardless... Gliscor... Okay, yeah, Void in game chat saying you should calc that, but Gliscor's got friend at EQ no matter what. Flygon's gonna be sent out here. This might be a double dragon offense from John. As per last, I expect there to be a second steal. That's what you typically would expect, but this is John we're talking about here, so it might not be the case. Whereas for Void, this is like a very similar take to something that BKC used in SPL, I think with the Lucario. The Lucario, oh, it was Scarf Lucario, so it didn't show Life Orb damage, so my best guess is that the last on this is probably something like a Jirachee. Could also be a double fighter with Breloom. Heatran is also plausible, like Heatran plus Lucario. That's like a decent combo within itself. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, let's keep going. Flygon, obviously. Flygon gonna do hefty damage to Gliscor with Outrage, but Gliscor will be able to heal that off. Void probably just trying to play for Confuse hacks. Like try to hope that the Outrage lands at like, okay, Confusion here, going to, okay, gets the fish. Yeah, gets the Confuse hacks here. If you're John gets Confuse hacked again, that's actually really bad because if he landed that Outrage, he could at least have gotten some extra mileage. Okay, there's the second steal, but it's a Bronzong. This is probably OTR Zong. Offensive Trick Room Zong recovers here. Trying to stall out the Gyro Balls here. But Void probably okay staying in and sacrificing the Starmie, possibly, because Starmie, while it can be nice against the Heatran, I think Void wouldn't feel bad about trading it for that. Trick Room turn is going to quickly run out, so either John has a explosion or he does not. EQs again, recovers here. What's he gonna do? Breloom's gonna be sent in. Eats a Hydro Pump there. Has to be careful. Well, Hydro Pumps again. So So Spores here. Now it's a mind game whether Void stays in or not. Or if you stay in, eat the Seed Bomb. John tries to Spore again, trying to catch something else here. But that won't do. Stays in again. Is Starmie going to wake up in time? Going to Hydro Pump the Breloom again. Won't quite KO. Now it's a mind game again, whether the Starmie switches out again. And finally, John just stays in and says, yeah, I'm gonna take care of this thing. And Seed Bomb's here. However, Zapdos is gonna be a threat once again. Heatran's gonna be swapped in, but that Heatran isn't a real switch in anymore. So I think that was why Void was okay with letting the Starmie go. Protects here. T-Bolts. Yeah, Zap just has to click T-Bolt a bajillion times, probably, and has pretty good odds of winning. And John, if he's going to boom, I think Zapdos is the target that you want to boom here. Zapdos rooses up again. Trick Room is sent out. Gliscor is going to be the Explosion Absorber. So Gliscor gets sacked here. And Suicune is going to be sent out. Going to naturally get slept here, but has to be careful. If you're John, I think you could also double the D-Knight here. Try to catch the Zap. Suicune's still asleep. I think if Void better switch to Zap now is what I would do. Oh, I guess that works too, but Zapdos looking dangerous right now. Mach Punch is here, trying to get a little bit of chip damage. Hoping that the D-Knight outspeeds and that Draco Meteor kills. I think that's John's hope right now. D-Knight, is it faster? Outrage does not quite kill. And Void will survive John in this game too. And he will take this series 2-1. That was a very tricky endgame, to say the least, for both players. Because I think there was easily a chance where John could have potentially won the game. Let's say he gets the Explosion off on the Zapdos instead of the Gliscor then. And then, you know, the Breloom, we don't know how fast Void's is. Like, let's say you get TR up and then, you know, Void ends up somehow letting the Zap go then. And instead of the Gliscor, then something that I think John could do is like put the Gliscor to sleep and then from there try to win the game and get some favorable sleep turns. Obviously, you also have the D-Knight, which looks like it was choice banned, but can't say for sure. That said though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and consider donating to DPP Revival Invitational's prize pool. Link will be in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.